I go with it depends on conspiracy stuff because it's like there are real conspiracies, right? And then there's just conspiracy theories, which is just like conspiracy hypotheses, actually. In that, yeah, people are like, well, if this, and this happened, then this is why. And it's like, you could think that, but also. So, I mean, so I listen to a bunch of like podcasts that discuss this stuff at length. And so there's one called You're Wrong About, which is just, it usually touches on like more pop culture stuff, but it goes in depth about like what you thought this thing was just like hysteria in a lot of cases, or just like the media ran away with it and just like turned it into this whole other thing. And so now I know like far too much about like the O.J. Simpson trial, which like, if you really get into the details, he totally did that. he totally murdered it. But like, that's the thing. It's like, you can make these claims, but like the legal system is what it is. And like, you know, you can pay millions of dollars for great lawyers and you can get off with anything.
Exactly.
But like the real thing about it is that like, and with most conspiracies is that just like the world, like it really is chaos, right? Like, so I used to be a 9/11 like truther, right? And it's weird that like over time, it's not the like facts of the situation that like got me away from thinking that like 9/11 was an inside job. It's more of like, it just stopped making sense just with how complicated it would need to be, right? And so it's not even so much that like I got enough information that I don't ask those questions anymore, because like those questions are still there. It's like, oh, what about this? What about this? Like, you know, the fire took down this building and like, you know, there's no footage of like the thing that went to the Pentagon. They're like, there's all these questions surrounding it, but like, how many people would have to be involved to like make that happen? To like rig the tallest buildings in New York with like explosives. Yeah. So that it like goes down like that and nobody has talked. Like, it's one thing if like, you know, it's a covert operation, right? And it's like 12 people were involved and they've just like sworn to secrecy, but like the amount of work it takes to like pull off this sort of thing and no one has talked is just impossible, right? And so it's not even so much like, yeah, the questions are still there, like how would that still happen and all these sorts of things, but like it's chaos, man. Like it's not like, yeah, just, oh, like all the people who like saw the thing like died in the building. It's like, well, if they knew that the building was gonna blow up, then why'd they stay in it? Like it's all this sorts of, it's like, it's just not. And so, yeah, Satanic Panic is another one of like in the 90s or 80s. I can't remember where it was. It was about like, oh, like these children were abused in this daycare, right? And like there was like a whole satanic like cult thing going on. And it was like, you know, they were making like horses levitate. This is like based off of like the coerced confession from children. And it's like, so you're telling me that like some daycare woman who is being paid however much she does to take care of these kids, obtained a horse, mutilated it in this daycare, left no proof of it, just to like traumatize these kids for like some satanic ritual, and then like clean it up to where no like crime scene investigation would even be able to like, there's no way. So it's like, obviously, and like you look at the tapes of like the children doing the like interviews, and it's the person who was asking the questions was like, what happened? And the kid's like, I don't know, it's like, no, we know something happened. Right. And so it's like the person asking these children questions is like getting hostile with these children. And it's just like, all right, I guess you want to hear something. This happened. It's like, all right, what else happened? And the kid is just like, oh, I guess now that you're like validating me with positive feedback, I guess I'll just make something else up. And then that's like, yeah, it's classic false confession, right?
Yeah.
And so,
yeah,
like the nature of hysteria is just like built upon a bunch of stuff, and then just like humans being idiots, right? So I mean, it's chaos and people are dumb. So like that's
it.
Yeah.
See, with me, like I was the type, I don't care about it anymore. I used to be really hard. Me and my friend used to be very, very like focused on Illuminati, just because I forgot even when I first heard about the Illuminati, but I just know, you know me, I was just like, I wasn't really searching that hard. I'm going to every YouTube video, watching like whatever they find next, you know, any updates you guys got, like I want to know, you know. I more so looked at it in entertainment though, just because I don't really, like I said, I don't get into politics and all of that stuff. But seeing how, like, with the industry and how people are treated there, and then what people do in order to get where they need to be, who's all in it, you know, who's playing what game, and even like in lyrics and stuff, you know. And then I know it was that one song, I think it was Live Your Life with Rihanna and T.I. And it says I'm a paper chaser. It says I'm a paper chaser, but she's saying I'm a big slut or something like that. I can't remember what the words were, but it's like they make you seem like that's what they're saying, or try to get your ear tuned in that way. Cause I mean, it had me like going back, and I mean, like, I was probably like 19, 18 or something like that. I was younger then, and I'm like going back, playing it back. I said, is that what I just heard? Is that what I just heard? And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is, you know, they're bad, you know, stuff like that. Another one, of course, like with Jay-Z, Kanye and everything like that. I just really like, you know, I go back to the signage and see what they're doing. And then even like, you know, the whole, of course, the pyramids and on the dollar bill, looking at that. I know, what was that? It was like the owl or whatever. The Owl of Minerva, I think is what it is.
Oh, yeah. The actual group of actual rich people that actually went into the forest and actually burned a thing in effigy. Like,
yeah,
that is a real thing that does happen. But that's actually it. Like, it doesn't go any farther than that.
Yeah, that's all it was.
That's just like a thing that they do. And it's like, oh, that's got to be like some sort of like,
something.
No, that's actually it.
So what they do. Yeah, I don't know. But it just kind of had me to the point where when I looked that up, like I'm over here looking at the dollar bill, I'm like, I gotta find it. You know, just how so, like, I was so focused on it, like trying to, you know, get more, you know, deeper into it. And I think I just laugh now because I was on YouTube almost every day, staying up at night, like eating food, watching Illuminati videos, just because I'm like trying to figure out, like, you know, what's next and stuff like that. It's just, it'd be so weird. And like now I could care less, just because, I mean, I got other stuff to focus on. So,
sure,
you know what
sure.
I mean?
But I mean, and that's the thing, right? Is that I'll use the Bible, but then also just like, so like ask and you shall receive can kind of work in many different ways of like, if you're looking for stuff, you will find it. Right. And that's not even so much of like, you know, yeah, you can ask for blessings and you will receive them. But also like, if you're looking for Illuminati stuff, you're going to find it. And so that's the thing. It's like, you can go through just this massive catalog of like musicians who you think are in the Illuminati and then look for any clue that they might have that would point to that. Right. And you will find it, right? But the rest of it, like the rest of the information that is out there, does not point to the Illuminati. And so we were just like ignoring this entire catalog of like lyrics and stuff. And it's like, well, Jay-Z only said like, you know, these 5 things in like 5 songs, or I don't know how like the extent to which it was, but it's like, and then what about like all his early stuff? What about all the, you know, it's like you could dig through all that and like not find anything. And so we as humans like patterns, and we like to find solutions to things. And it's a similar thing with like people getting into true crime stuff as well. True crime's been really big for the past like few years. And while it's contributed to a great deal of like paranoia and, I mean, sure, it's good for like women to protect themselves. That's a really good part of it. But the other thing is that like, yeah, people have just become like really paranoid. And when you look at just the numbers of, oh, how many people are kidnapped or trafficked or whatever, how many children are, you know, kidnapped or abused or whatever. And it's like, when you look at the numbers, it's like, yeah, it's a very small fraction of people are like kidnapped. And like, yes, we should do something about that, but it's not like the biggest problem as far as like, if we're looking at things to prioritize.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And then when you actually look at it, it's like, oh yeah, the people who are most likely to assault you or abuse children are like the people around them. And so it's like, oh, you know, most women have a Me Too thing that has happened, right? But it's not like some stranger that assaults them. It's usually like their dad, their brother, a cousin, someone from school, someone that they work with. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, it's always people around you. It's not like some just like random predator that's out in the world looking for something. Like there are those, they exist, but also like the predators are the men around you, unfortunately. And it sucks. It's like a hard truth to accept, but like statistically, it's not like, yeah, some dark person, the like neighborhood watch, like hooded person with the hat in the dark. Yeah.
On the side. Oh
right. Although is the neighborhood watch person like the person that is doing the watching, or the person that needs to be watched? Like, should we be looking out for that person, or is that the good person that's on the sign?
I guess we'll never know.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask too. So we're talking about COVID. Okay, how do you feel about what is the mark of the beast?
So I mean, one. I'm not religious.
Gotcha.
So I don't believe in God. I was raised Catholic, and so all of that is like still in me, right? And so I have all of this biblical knowledge, and I guess nothing to do with it anymore. But like it's interesting because again, like, you know, people are looking for stuff, right? And especially because in Revelations, they talk about the mark of the beast. You have all of these people that follow this religion are trying to find it in everything. And so regardless of who you are, if you start looking for it, you're going to start seeing it somewhere. And so during Obama's presidency, all these racist white people that didn't realize how racist they really were like, oh, Obama's giving us signs that he's really the beast. But then, you know, even then, like, you know, there's all the progressive Christian people that like during Trump's presidency were like, oh, Trump is the devil. He's giving us a sign of the mark of the beast. And so like, regardless of where it is, people are just going to like be looking for it. Yeah. And so this kind of becomes even just outside of like conspiracy thinking anyways. And it's that we're always making something out of like symbols and metaphors and everything, and how we interpret it is kind of up to us. Something that I bring up a lot of times is, and this is just a concept in audio, which is signal to noise ratio. And so in audio, it's like how clean is a signal that you're getting from like a microphone, for example. And so if you turn it up, how much is the stuff that you're saying into it coming through, and how much of it is just noise? And you can like turn something way up and not have anything going through it, and you'll hear that like that noise floor, like shh. And so the signal to noise ratio, it's like the more you turn it up, how much of that noise is going to come through with the actual thing that you want to hear. So people add their own noise to any signal. And so, yeah, if you're looking for Trump to be the Antichrist, you're going to find it. That's the noise that you're adding to it. It's like, oh, I know about the mark of the beast. I know that Trump sucks. And so therefore, this is it. I'm reminded of a joke from Pete Holmes. I was like, people who like go to magic shows and they're trying to like figure it out, right? Yeah. And it's like, I don't know what's happening here, and I don't know how magnets work. This is magnets.
Oh, wow. Oh my God. Wow.
And so it's like people just trying to figure it out. And it's like, yeah, we're always trying to find something in here. It's like, oh yeah, this is magnets. Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, if you do actually believe in like the mark of the beast thing, we probably won't know what it is.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's like kind of how, you know, it's described, how everything is described in the Bible. You know, I feel like, you know, because I think about this as well, too. You know, they were made by God, but like they still were men who wrote the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So I think about the internet and how, I mean, there's credible sources out there, which is truth, but it's still the internet because that's still man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Put something
out, right? Yeah. So that's kind of how I be feeling sometimes. Like we had already talked about that. Like when it comes to the Bible, some things I'm like, you know, and that's why when it religion that comes in, you know, like it's just that's that spirituality once again, because it's just like it's what you believe wholeheartedly inside your, you know what I'm saying? Like
exactly,
you know what I'm saying? So, but the reason why I asked that is because they were saying that the vaccine was the mark of the beast, or there's going to be a chip or something, and I'm like, we don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we don't.
right. Well, and so it's like with the magnets thing. It's
yeah,
like,
exactly. It's just,
I don't like vaccines.
Yeah,
this is the mark of the beast. This is magnets.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, the everyone's looking for something, right? And so it's and that's the hard part also with like treating something so with such a sanctity that everything that comes out of it like has to mean something.
Yeah.
And it's like you can read, what is it, like Kings, that just has like a list of kings in it in the Bible, right? And it's just like, oh yes, Kings chapter 1, verse 1. What am I supposed to get out of this? What spiritual thing is God trying to tell me now that I opened up the Bible to this passage that is just a list of kings?
Hey, no cap. There was a time when they do all the this was not relative, but so and so was this, you know, like that was their father, that was this, like yeah, they hold the list of the lineage, like like it's like the lineage behind it. He's like going all. I'm like, okay, flip, and it's like pages, and I'm like, bro, like.
And it's like, it's cool, right? Because this is history, right? If you look at it from a history point of view, it's like, wow, they like really trace back the lineage of like this thing. And that's pretty cool, right? And it's like, oh, and this leads to David, and like that's how they're related. And like, that's cool. Yeah. But like, as far as like a spiritual, you know, like, oh, I'm looking for moral guidance in this moment. Why do I need this?
I've
list
been there.
Of kings?
That's what I'll say. I've been there when I read. I'm like, this ain't the right one. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't the right one.
And that's okay, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
of course, yeah.
But if you're always looking for something to like get out of it, then yeah, you're gonna start putting your own noise into it. And so it's a tough thing whenever there's so much metaphor in the Bible and so much symbolism in the Bible that sometimes it's just like the writer's doing a reference to something, or sometimes it's like, I don't know, just a dove, and it could just be like poetic, right? And it's like, this thing happened, and then they saw a dove fly by, and it's like, oh, that's like, you know, if you're writing literature, right? If you're writing a novel, you would write that and be like, oh wow, like something nice just happened, hence the bird. And if you like put that in a film, like, yes, you're like, wow, that really puts the message there. But like, if you are looking at it as like a spiritual guidance for your life or whatever, or if you're looking at it as a like literal document of history, then it's like, oh, well, the dove means like there was an actual dove that actually flew by. And like, that means that every time a dove flies by, it's like, sometimes just a bird.
And that's how I be feeling with different signs too, you know, like you talk about patterns and stuff, you know. I do see, like how you just said with the dove, like sometimes it's just a bird, you know, that's sometimes all it is. And sometimes I think the signs that I see, like, they're just a sign, like it may not mean anything, you know what I mean? So now there are like those times, like when I said those signs I've been seeing, like there is that pattern, and like it kind of happens, like, because repetition is something that really always has stuck out to me when it comes to my faith. And like, I'm like, and that's kind of how I pick up on certain things, you know. And sometimes I hit my head, sometimes I actually listen, and I'm like, you know, I do it. But I think that's something that's considered, though, because it's just like, you know, maybe it's just, it's not, it doesn't always mean everything. You know what I mean?
But then other times it really does help, and it really does.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, wow. Like, I felt good about this decision that I made because then something that really related to me happened right afterwards.
Exactly.
And it's like, all right, I feel good about that. And it gives you peace. Yes. Right. And so, for me as a like godless heathen, like you can let it be exactly what it is.
Exactly.
And that's the thing where for me, like, spirituality is really important. Right. And so, whenever I was first like out of religion and I was very like angry atheist, like any sign of like, no prayer here, no blah, blah, blah. And it was, you know, insufferable to myself.
Sheesh.
Yeah. But at some point, like, if people decide to pray for you, like, just, it's a good thing, right? Regardless of if it's, you know, if it does actually reach the God that they are describing, or there's just people around you that want something good for you in your future. That's nice. Like, let that
care
in.
about you. Yeah. Like, especially, that's why I say, like, it don't matter who you are. Like, I may not even know you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I say that in my prayer. Like, I'm like, I may not know this person, whomever I don't know. I just pray they're okay. Like, and that's just like being genuine, you know, not trying to like, because a lot of people, when you say like, or you tell people like, hey, I'm gonna pray for you, a lot of people take that as like there's something wrong with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna pray for you. Like,
you think I need your prayer?
Exactly. Yeah, it's like, I'm like, bro, I'm just like, I'm genuinely gonna pray. And most of the time, not even most, sometimes when I say I'm gonna pray for, I'll just do it right then and there because I'm gonna forget. You know what I mean? Like, if I say, hey, I'll be praying for you, I go home, I eat, I watch TV. By that time, I'm not even thinking about, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I try to do it right then and there. But like you were saying, like, it's doing a good thing. It's like, just because that person genuinely cares and like just wants better for anyone. has no hate in their body. Like they just want to love, and that's the whole thing behind it.
Kind of going on that same train of thought is something that you had said whenever I'd asked the definition of God question. Is you had said how like some people say that like everything is God. It's like, oh, the symbol. And it's like that's a little bit harder to conceptualize, right? And I like thinking of things in metaphor a lot of times as well, but like you can also put science into it, and it's like all of the things that make up everything around you, all of the atoms and molecules that make it. One, it does have the power, like if you split that atom, we would all be like very dead in a very large radius, which is an atomic reaction. But also, so like one, just everything around you has like an actual literal power inside of it. But then the fact that like we all do come from like stardust, stars exploded a long time ago and allowed us to be what we are. And so like we are everything that we're made of is also the same things that make everything else. And so maybe not literally this symbol is you,
Yeah.
but in a lot of ways it is. And I mean, it might have carbon or iron or whatever other things in it. And it's like, we have carbon and iron in us too. And so like, this is a part of us and we're a part of everything. And you could take that to just be exactly what it is, which is just like, yeah, we're made of the same stuff, like, and that's it. Or you could take like a spiritual meaning from it, which is like, wow, like we're all connected. We're all the same thing. And that can be a beautiful thing too, if that works for you.
I see what you're saying. I was also thinking about too, I didn't say this when you asked about God. So I also thought about God being like when we see him, like it is just going to be us, like our face. But and of course in a different capacity, because I mean we're not going to be human, of course, but it's just like I feel like we're going to see ourselves however we're supposed to be seen. That's another thing I forgot to say. but I think that's also a thing too, just because you know, in the creation, like it's he already knows us, and you know how we're not managed, but how we're already built and exactly who we are. And I think that when we die, you know, I just feel like that's what we're gonna see. You know, yeah, that's all I was gonna say on that.
Right, and here's, I guess, something to I don't know, maybe expand your mind, but does the soul have eyes? and that's a, you know, so it might seem a little like annoying to like literalize everything, right? Of just like, oh well, like, you know, spirit is not necessarily, it's like sure, but like when you die, if you become, or if your soul goes to God, and it's like, what will you see when you see God? And it's like we're limiting ourselves and our experience through the vessel by which we are existing now, right? We don't know what it is like after we die. We don't even know if we will even be seeing, because we can only experience existence through our senses right now. And so heaven and God are, even just at the base level, unfathomable, because we do not experience things in that way. And so we are only experiencing things through sight, through sound, through feel, through smell, through taste. So, I mean, you could just say that like, oh, when you die, like all your senses go away. But also it's like, what if you do believe in a soul? Like there is a whole other layer of experience that we are not fully grasping that we might be capable of. And so what does God look like? Will it be like us? And it's like maybe the feeling of experience whenever you know that your mom is in the other room, not because you saw or heard or felt, but knowing, maybe. And when you meet God, will you know that that is God in some other way other than sight or feel or sound or smell or taste?
I feel like, so you said, does the soul have eyes, right? Those are additional questions. Does the soul have eyes?
Sure.
I would say, I see, and I can definitely understand what you're saying. Like, that makes perfect sense too, because all that's going to be transferred. You know, I think our soul is connected to our eyes. Like, I see the sockets like literally going all the way down wherever your soul is at. You know what I'm saying? I think that all that energy. Are you saying like those senses will be infused with that soul when we're gone?
I'm
Or
saying
like what?
that when we make the spiritual literal, the weight of, and even using this word weight has a literal meaning, but like, you know, the gravity of it goes away when we try to literalize things that are spiritual. So I think the philosophy question, I forget who said it or whatever, but it's like, how many angels dance on the head of a pin is sort of the like, you know, it's a nonsense question, but it's like angels and God and souls and spirit are things that are not fathomable in the way that we exist in the world as we are right now. Whether or not you believe in them or not. I generally don't. But the metaphors still stand, right? And so while I don't necessarily believe that there is a ghost residing in me or a ghost residing in you, I know what your spirit feels like as you are sitting in here with me in this room, right? And to try and dig down to what that means or to try and literalize what I mean by spirit is kind of beside the point, because you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Like what our spirits are doing here together, right? Yeah. And so it's kind of beside the point to try and think like, does the spirit have eyes? It's not really a necessary question because it is something else. And I don't know what that is. And it's okay to not know.
Right. At all. Yeah. It's not. It's,
but the way that the Bible describes heaven is just in a way that we might, as humans, try to have some level of understanding
right
with it.
Right. And I think that's, you know, it may be, like I said earlier, may be even better than that. You know what I mean? It may be, because that gets to the point where when it's your spirit and your soul, like it's faith, you know, and then your faith, with your faith being in that, you know, you may not, it's going to be totally, it's just going to be different. Yeah, exactly. It's just going to be different, you know, and I think that, it's just, it just all depends on what you believe in. So.
And we're experiencing things through filters,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
And so
high filters.
What the right, yeah. Yeah, you listener are experiencing this through many layers of filters, right? But like even the people that were writing the words that we now recognize as the Bible were experiencing through things through their own filters as well. And if you are going to interpret that word for yourself, you're also filtering things. So again, so signal to noise sort of stuff. And so it's like the Bible is trying to describe the indescribable. And in many instances, it does say like, this is indescribable, right? Like the angel that came to Mary, it was like, I don't know, the way that it describes it is like not the pretty white, let's just get into that, but like, you know, the pretty white winged thing. It's like, no, it was like an unfathomable, like fractal being that like communicated somehow to her, and she knew that she was with child. Like, so
without being, it just popped in there. And I think, like, I a lot of things that happen in the Bible, like with Jesus being born in her belly and then him dying on the cross, I believe it, but like I still wonder, just because I guess I believe it because I'm more thankful with him or whomever, you know, down on the cross for our sins. The only thing is, it's like I always ask, like, I think I asked, like, I guess I asked it, like, did he have to do that? And then also, if he didn't, will we still be in the same place we are now? You know what I mean? Like, what was the severity behind that? Because, I mean, we wasn't there, so it's like we don't really know. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, I truly believe it just because I could see it. You know what I mean? I just think I'm like, well, I mean, like, I don't know. And him being hated like that, and then it gets to the point like, was Jesus black and stuff like that? You know, you just don't know. But go ahead.
yeah. Well, so then again, the interpretations can go anywhere, right? And so in white American Christian circles, Jesus is portrayed as this bearded white man. And that's like going so far beyond the point, right? That like, even again, so I'm speaking in metaphor here, that the Son of God came to earth and suffered and sacrificed themselves for you to be able to be free of your sin and what that means to you, right?
Right.
How many layers down of interpretation does it take to make the Son of God white? Like, and at what point does it even matter?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's like, does it mean something to you to interpret Jesus as black? Well, I mean, there's lots of ways in which the Black American experience relates to the story of Jesus, and it can help to connect with that story if you interpret Jesus as black, regardless of if he actually was or not.
Yeah, but that correlates, like,
yeah, and it says something to you that way as well, and you can actually connect to that story even better, interpreting it that way. And so, was Jesus white is also not really important to the story of Jesus. And also, where the story is set should indicate that he was probably not white.
Exactly.
Although there's a chance that he was black.
Yeah, exactly. Let me ask you this: what's your take on so with slavery? So like when it comes to the Bible, because a lot of black people don't believe in the Bible because it is because of the white people coming over and using Christianity as a tool to which they were misinterpreting that scripture in any way, and using that to make them slaves, to say, well, it's what it says, you got to do it, we're the masters, you're the slaves, you gotta follow our rules. I guess my question is, how do you feel about, people, more so like black people, and how they don't believe in the Bible, mainly based upon like off of that?
So I'm glad that you went there, because I've been asking this of some black guests as well, because like the willingness to go there, right? So I mean, yes, I'm not black. I'm my name is Santiago Ramones. I'm Hispanic. So but the Latino experience is not the same as, but is similar to the black experience, in that the indigenous peoples of South America were subjugated by the Spanish, maybe not enslaved in the same way and ripped out of their life and brought somewhere else, but a similar experience in that basically accept this culture and religion or die. And so, I mean, it's certainly understandable that a lot of Black Americans that, coming after slavery accepted Christianity in themselves in a lot of ways as just like to survive. But then, so yeah, the decolonization is the direction I'm going here, which is that what parts of our own culture have been colonized and come from colonization, right? And so is there a part of you as a Black man and me as a Latino man that, like, are there parts of me that have been colonized, that come from the people that subjugated our ancestors and made us who we are now? And yes, absolutely. Right. And in what ways have we kind of colonized ourselves? Right. I asked about like your experience in musical theater, for example, or just like theater in general as a Black man, because that also is a way in which like our culture is shaped by colonization. Right. And it's like, I'm a rock musician. And rock music now in today's day and age colloquially is known as like white music, right? Even though it came from the blues. And so like that is like rock music was Black music and it just became colonized as well, right? So all of these things are like a part of us and everything that we are and do. And so it's understandable that like if you feel that every part of your culture has been taken over by something that is not you, or taken over by a dominating power over you against your will generations ago, then yeah, you might not want to be a part of Christianity. Right. And find your own way through that. As a not religious person, I greatly respect other people's faiths. And so respecting people who are existing within their colonization anyways, right? And just accepting that that is a part of who they are as well. And so it's like, I like rock music. That's a lot of like my foundation in the music that I make. And, I also have a degree in music composition. And a lot of that was like classical music, which is just like grounded in European standards of what we know music as. And so like these are things that are a part of me and I like them.
There you go.
and so it's complicated, right? So going back to like specifically Christianity, do you want to accept the religion that the white man imposed upon you? For some people, that becomes no at some point, right? And so, I mean, where you go from there is kind of up to you. But like, yeah, I've been asking that question to Black non-Christians to see where their take is on that. Because yeah, why accept the religion that was imposed upon you by the colonizer? And if for you it is your own, then like, who am I to question that of you anyways?
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
And at some point, like, it doesn't even belong to anyone anyways, right? So like, rock music came from Black music and then became filtered through the white musician, as many things are.
As many things are, right.
But for me, it shaped my life and my experience, and I like it. Okay. And so I'm going to take it for myself. And this is a realization that I had over like the past couple of years, after having a guest on that questioned that of me personally. And it like really like shook me. Right. And so, yeah, it was a hard thing for me to accept it, like, regardless of the kind of music that I make, it is Venezuelan American music. Regardless of the kind of music that you make, it is Black American music. So you could be making, you know, very New York theater style, like, I Want song all the way with just the best 5/1 progression that just sounds so incredibly white, right? The way that your mom looked at you is like, is this what you want to do? But at the end of the day, if you're the one making it, it is Black music.
Exactly. Exactly.
And the faith that you're practicing is your faith, right? So is it the white man's religion? Not really anymore. Not in the way, like, I mean, you go to like the gospel churches and see how Black church has become distinct from any white churches. And it's like, man, it doesn't even matter anymore, right? Because
at all.
Yeah, it is the Black experience now.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, kind of drifting off, what kind of shows you watching right now?
So last night, my wife and I watched Attack on Titan.
I tried to.
It's a lot. It's heavy. It's violent.
My dad watches
it's complicated. That. But man, it's really good. And then, so a couple of weeks ago, Pride and Prejudice was just like on the TV at my parents' house.
I haven't heard of that one.
And it's not a show. It was a Jane Austen book.
Oh, it
was a movie, and the movie was playing on TV at my parents' house. And as a millennial dude, I had always just interpreted Pride and Prejudice to be like, it's just like bullshit romance stuff for women. Which is like like an internalized misogynistic point of view to have of any media anyways. But we like sat down and watched it, and I was invested. Like, man, this is really good. And like the poetry and like how they speak is like just beautiful. And I'm like, man, this is so good. And Sable was like, I thought you thought this was bad. And I was like, I was wrong. So I greatly enjoyed Pride and Prejudice. And so we started watching Bridgerton on Netflix, which is just like more Pride and Prejudice, if you think of it that way. And yeah, I mean, that kind of era of media, especially in the romance genre, tends to be like kind of inherently anti-feminist in a lot of ways, just because like women are treated as property, and it's like, oh, who is she gonna marry, blah blah blah, and it's like, who is she going to belong to,
right,
and that sort of thing. But like, it's also interesting how kind of feminist it was for its time as well, that Pride and Prejudice, like, it was like a woman that got a man to do a whole lot of things for her in order to prove that he loved her. Yes, in the end, so that she would belong to him. But but in an interesting vein, especially for its time, it was like, wow, like she was really like fighting for herself in that. And it's like, if you really want me to marry you, like I have a problem with this, this, and this. And like, it was like surprisingly, not modern day feminist, but like surprisingly feminist for its time. And Bridgerton is kind of doing that in a way as well. So yeah, we Attack on Titan, Bridgerton, and a bunch of YouTube nonsense. How about
you? Mine is more YouTube nonsense, just because I look at a lot of content creators. One of them I've been recently watching a lot, a dude named Trey Rags, Long Beach Griffey. I used to watch Long Beach Griffey a lot. Caleb City, I used to watch him a lot.
What kind of stuff are they
So this is mainly comedy. It's a lot of really dumb, like videos you wouldn't expect. Like they come up with different ideas. You're like, something relatable. I can't really like... Okay, so for instance, like the dude named Trey Rags, he just talks about like one of the caption was when you find out your son is gay. And, it's him and his dad. And he's just like, he comes in on him watching porn. And his dad goes on the spiel. He's like, oh, son, oh, man, it's okay if you watching gay porn. It's all right. It's just know I accept you. I love you. This is how you're gonna be. You gotta explore yourself. And the son is like, Dad, this isn't gay porn. Like if you look closely, he's having sex with a woman. She just has a low haircut. And he's like, because he went on a spiel. He's like, I used to be the same way. I watched 20 videos and your mom would sleep at night and I was just watching all these videos. And he's like, yeah, this isn't gay porn. This is just regular. I don't know what you're on. He's like, you're gay. You're gay. And he just kept saying it like, you're gay. And I was just like, oh my. So he makes like videos like that. Also be on TikTok a lot too, but that's a totally different thing. Also, the other shows I'm watching, I watch a lot of cartoons. I watch Amazing World of Gumball. I got HBO Max, so I've been watching a lot of old Cartoon Network stuff. So like Dexter's Laboratory, what else? Tom and Jerry. I need to check if they have Kids Next Door on there. I need to check if they have Billy and Mandy. Like, hopefully they do, because when I get home, I'm probably gonna look that up, because I've been watching Dexter's Laboratory. Like, it was crazy because like I was hoping for it, and I searched it, and I was like, and like when it popped up, I'm like, oh, nostalgia, like, So I've been watching those. I tried to watch this one show. Darn, I can't even think of the name of it. But it was like these people were fighting to get into this prestigious home estates or something like that. And they had to fill out an application. I was watching it for a little bit and it was kind of getting good. And I just didn't stick with it. I went right back to cartoons because I was just like, I just always watched that. And then also on YouTube, like I watch a lot of different what else? Like tutorials and stuff. I watched some of that stuff and it was crazy. So I told you I started going back, mixing and stuff. So I had searched like whenever I drag stuff in Logic, and I drag the beat in there, it would just like skip and skip. And it was just like all distorted and stuff. Like sound would be terrible. And I was getting so mad because I'm looking at Google. I'm like, how do you fix this? How do you fix this? Couldn't find nothing. Go to YouTube. Should have went there in the first place. Right. Typed in. I'm like, yo, skipping prop. It said the exact words. Video popped up. The first video. I'm like, thank God. Like I looked at it, searched it. He's like, yeah, all you got to do is just convert it to a WAV file. Drag that sucker in there. Put it in there. I'm like, bro, like I wish I would have known that, So I watch stuff like that, and then like even how to mix and stuff. I watch, just stuff like that, and I think I was watching when I had Netflix. I was watching Black Mirror because I love Black Mirror. I love that show a lot. To be honest, bro, like they be on some other type stuff, and it's like, bro, and there's some really good episodes. They got some good people in there too, but
Yeah. I love sci-fi. So if you look over at that poster that says Machinations with the weird, I can't even describe it. So that was my, master's recital poster or whatever. And Machinations was a series of pieces. It was basically an anthology series like Black Mirror. It was like music inspired by ideas and the future and technology and everything. So it was like a bunch of stuff like that. And so, it was like Black Mirror was influencing me a lot at that time as well. And I think about the future and technology quite a bit.
Yes.
So I feel that. Love, Death, and Robots is another one on Netflix.
I ain't heard that one.
Also very good. Pretty graphic, I will say, but it's animated and it's like a bunch of different art styles. If you get back on Netflix.
I'll try to. I'm going to try to because, I need to. Because I think, what was the other one I watched on there?
Because also as far as animation, so Sable and I are really into animation as well. So Arcane, it was a League of Legends show, which I don't know if you ever played League of Legends because I never did.
I've watched somebody play League of Legends, but
it doesn't matter. You don't have to know anything about League of Legends. And in fact, the less you know about League of Legends, the better the show actually is because it is a masterpiece. Wow. It is just wonderful animation and the story is amazing. So it's just that and Maya and the Three is another animated show on Netflix that's just this is no right being this good. Animation in the past few years has been top notch, man.
I need to get back on there. I used to watch Greenleaf too, since we're talking about church and everything. And that was just talking about mishandling the money, we talked about those tithes and stuff, and they're just misusing money where it don't need, where it doesn't need to go. But it's a really good series just because there's a lot more tied into it, a lot of more deception, corruption in it, when I was going to church, even the church that I went to, I knew stuff was going on, you know what I'm saying? That's duh. But it kind of goes more into it. Of course it's, it's fictional, but it's still that happens, and then another show, I don't think it was on Netflix, but a show similar to that was called Saints and Sinners, and it talks about the black church, same thing, but they're actually doing a lot more killing. So it's wow. So that one's a little bit more graphic than Greenleaf, but those are the shows I've really been I have watched, but like I said, lately it's kind of been YouTube because I'll watch it at work too, if I'm on lunch or whatever.
Here you go, listeners, a bunch of stuff to watch. Psych, thank you so much for doing this with me. Where can we find you and your things?
No, thank you, man. I appreciate you. Thanks, bro. So once again, Psych The Wordsmith, PSYCHTWORDSMIFITH. On YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, also Twitter. That's where just type that in. Everything will pop up. And SoundCloud. I forgot about SoundCloud. So that's where you can find me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Just had 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
Album drop?
Yeah, there we go. Gotta talk. Yeah, had an album drop. Work in progress too. Crazy. There's a lot going on. It's a long listen, but it's worth it. And I got EPs on the way. One was Sun Deep, and then one just tracks that I did myself. That'll probably be in the next month or so. So look out for that as well. And it'll still be the same name. So yeah.
Amazing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So once again, thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
I'm Santiago Ramones.
Psych The Wordsmith.
Now, what else is going to play at the end of this one?
This one we're going to listen to Karma.
Do wrong, God gon' get you, yeah, it won't be too long. Yeah, that's 325 when the karma is alive. Throw all in the verb, cause eventually never mind, yeah. Look, do wrong, God gon' get you, yeah, it won't be too long. Yeah, that's 325 when the karma is alive. Throw all in the verb, cause eventually never mind, yeah. Look, yeah, do right, refreshed by God every day, every night. That's 1125 when the karma has arrived. But my God came first, so the notion is a lie. Hey, I've been thinking a lot, be on social media, seeing these posts. People doing the most, the sin and becoming so close. Every time wanna expose these different lows, need to travel the lows for the improvement. Can barely start the movement. See that karma be so heavy, I believe it, then receive it. Throwing in my mind with the past just grieving. Now I'm leaving. All anxiety, people are steady trying me while living in society when I ain't accepted, feeling neglected. But I did the same thing to my friends, to my loved ones, everybody all in the end. That's crazy. Take me from the darkness invading. God's big light creating. Such a hard time, cause lately I do wrong. God don't get you, yeah, it won't be too long. Yeah, that's 325 when the karma is alive. Throw all in the verb, cause eventually never mind, yeah. Look, yeah, do right, refreshed by God every day, every night. That's 1125 when the karma has arrived. But my God came first, so that notion is a lie. Hey.
Tell me, is they serious? Whoa. My circle stays small like a... Nah, hold up. They gon' make me take it straight back to 2018. I can't backtrack. I get flashbacks to certain things. Back then, life was good right before the quarantine. Had everybody jump in the crowd like trampolines. 2020 is unforeseen, but I envision a dream. You just gotta believe it, then you can achieve. I'm doing right in the right place. Suit and tight, need my briefcase. Bounce with me, feel the bass. They hating cyberspace, but it's never face to face, huh? Hate me really push you out of shape. Bad karma really push you out of space. You can hate, but you can't try to replace. Karma comes back around like a boomerang, huh? You can't stop me, destined for who I'm gonna be. Consciously bodying anybody who say that they hotter than me. Honestly, they don't wanna challenge my astronomy. I'm the talk of the town, I'm the whole young prodigy. I surpassed you cause you slacked off. Maybe in the future we can take the mask off. We come together and we never branch off. Thank God for Wordsmith, he done gave me something to snap off. Better than I ever been, never planning on settling. With every bar shredding, local rappers feeling threatened. I'm more lethal than a weapon, taking bigger chances. I'm never half-stepping, I'm guessing that you ain't never learned your lesson, huh? Yeah, need to focus on progression. They're trying to take away a voice using that suppression. Say how you feel and utilize expression. Cause even when you're silent, you still sending out a message. So do right or do wrong. God don't get you, yeah, it won't be too long. Yeah, that's 325 when the karma is alive. Throw all in the verb, cause eventually never mind, yeah. Look, yeah, do right, refreshed by God every day, every night. That's 1125 when the karma has arrived. But my God came first, so that notion is a lie. Hey. Ex-Mike.
You can find everything that I do on my website, santiagoramones.com. I make music and produce audio. The music you're hearing now is music I made. You can listen to official releases by Santiago Ramones on Spotify, Apple Music, and the other streaming places. Or you can support me directly by buying my music on Bandcamp. I'm working on Hypothetical, my first singer-songwriter album. So if you'd like to hear that at some point, there are lots of ways to support me on my website. There's a Discord server in which we discuss deep topics from the podcast, but it's also a community of beautiful human beings. All the links to all my things are on my website, santiagoramones.com. Please take a moment to rate and review the podcast. It would mean a lot to me to hear what you have to say, and it lets others know what to expect, better than I could ever explain. I want to help the world have deeper conversations, so thank you for listening to and supporting Bit Depth. I was in the podcast with my 3 things. They shape my life philosophy. Those 3 things are: love never fails, it's going to be okay, I might be wrong.